So we've talked a little bit about the what, the how, and the when. I think one of the other important ingredients to being able to delegate is the who, right? When we hire for people in organizations, we need to delegate our weaknesses. I always tell people in your personal life, work on your weaknesses. If you're not a good dad, you're not a good husband, you're not a good, a good friend to your friends, if you're not good at those things, then take time to work on those. Like become better at it, right? You'll never regret becoming a better person, becoming a better dad, becoming a better husband, a better wife, that kind of thing. But in business, it's different. In business, we tend to take that same mentality of like improving ourselves in a certain area in business like we would in our lives. And I'm not a big component of that. I believe that in business, you need to know what your strengths are. I believe in business that you need to delegate those weaknesses to other people. One of the things I love to do to protect myself from burnout is to list out the things that are on my plate every day, and then deciding what those things are and whether or not they give me energy or take my energy from me. I almost passed away in 2011, and I found out at that time the most important thing in my life wasn't money, it wasn't success, it was time. It was literally the thing I wanted more of. And so from that moment on, I was like, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. And so I'm not going to waste my time doing things in business that steal my energy from me, right? And so I found that the things that stole my energy from me either were things I don't like to do or I'm not good at. And if I don't like it or I'm not good at it, then I need to delegate it. I need to get it off my plate. I need to let somebody else do it that's good at it and likes to do it. I find that I can spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day doing something I love to do and not get tired. You make me do something for 1 hour that I don't like or I'm not good at, it's time for bed. Like I'm going to be pretty exhausted at that point and frustrated that I had to do it. Probably not in a very good mood. And so one of the things I like to do on a daily basis is I like to create, as an entrepreneur, if you're running a business on your own and you don't have a lot of resources around you and that kind of thing, and maybe you're sitting in multiple seats wearing multiple hats, you got to list out the things you do every day. And when you list those out, I like to put the word E-N-D, end, at the end of each one of those tasks. The E, I circle it for each task if it energizes me. I go, wow, that's something that gives me strength, right? It energizes me. There's things in life and daily tasks that don't do either. There's indifferent. They don't energize you, they don't de-energize you. And that neutral is what the N stands for. It's just neutral. It's not going to energize me, de-energize me. I'll do it if I have time, right? And then there's that D. That D is de-energize. And there are things that I look at on my list and go, that is going to drain me. I am not going to enjoy that today. And so the D for me, I change it from de-energize to delegate or delete. Just not going to do it. You go, well, you don't have that option in business. You do have that option in business. Because you either say yes to the things you love or you say yes to things you don't. And when we say yes to something, we're saying no to something else. I have found in entrepreneurship and business that if I allow my time to be robbed of the things that de-energize me, it will not give me any energy to do the things I love. I will be too tired at that point. So I find ways to either get rid of it or delegate it altogether. And I think it's really important that we do that. When we delegate those things and we live in the area, I call it my core excellence. If I live in the area that I love and I'm great at, boy, I could go on for days. I can push hard for days and not tire me out. Now, physically, I think you still get tired. It's that mental, emotional draining that really, really eats at us. I had a call recently with a young man, and he's just like struggling with things in business. And what it is he's living his day in the areas that de-energize him. He's living in the areas that he doesn't like and he's not good at. One of the reasons why we do a predictive index test or behavioral assessment is to find the drive that creates a that creates a need that drives a behavior. And that drive is usually things that drive us or are energizing to us, right? And so what I encourage you to do is take the things you do every day, write them down, create a list of all those things, put that E and D next to it. Does this energize me? Maybe it's neutralized, or maybe it's de-energizing. If it's de-energizing, find a way to delegate it or delete it, get rid of it. There's ways to automate things so you don't have to do them over and over again. There's ways to there's VAs out there that you can hire at a very cheap rate in order to help your business if you don't have a lot of money. honestly, there's a lot of people in your life, I'm sure, that love you and would be willing to step up and do a couple things for you, I'm sure, that would be able to help you focus on the area in which it does energize you. Here's the other thing too, is that when you do find people and you're looking to hire people, it's really important that we hire them, and the things we hire them to do are the things we don't like or we're not good at. People make the mistake of, as entrepreneurs, hiring a position in their company right away, right? Now, I do like to hire a visionary or an integrator to help me in my businesses. But one of the very first employees we hire is going to be based on the things that we don't like and we're not good at, right? And honestly, we create that list, and that list becomes their job description. I don't want to hire just a title or a position. I want to hire things or a person that will do the things I don't like or I'm not good at, and that they love and they're great at. Because again, I want them to be energized by what they do as well. And if you can start to do that, I call that the DNA of business, where you create extensions of yourself and the DNA starts to multiply. And that DNA is built by finding people that want to do the things you don't like and you're not good at, and they like it and love it or grow to great at it. And if you do that and you continue to build off of that, every time you hire a new employee, you sit down with everybody on your staff, write down the things you don't like, you're not good at, because you'll have scope creep and things that start to come in even in positions as the business grows. And then you do that, and you do that again, and you bring somebody else in. They like it, and they're good at it, they love it, they're great at it. And then all of a sudden, the team culture is really starting to build because people are energized instead of being de-energized by what they do.